Most seniors believe that eating more vegetables automatically leads to better health. But after the age of 60, the body doesn't process food the way it used to. Surprisingly, some vegetables that once supported your health can now become silent saboteurs, triggering bloating, fatigue, joint pain, or even accelerating chronic conditions. You won't hear this in most diet books or wellness blogs, but the truth is becoming harder to ignore. After 60, digestion slows, inflammation rises, and certain healthy vegetables can quietly turn into hidden threats. In this video, I'll reveal 3 vegetables you should stop eating immediately, and 3 you should begin eating weekly to feel younger, stronger, and more mentally sharp. The final vegetable on the list is one that most doctors completely overlook, yet it could protect both your brain and your heart. Let's start with something you may never have considered. If you suffer from stiff joints, you may need to stop eating nightshades. That includes tomatoes, eggplants, bell peppers, and white potatoes. At first glance, these foods seem completely harmless, even healthy. They're colorful, rich in vitamins, and show up in everything from salads to soups. But for millions of older adults dealing with joint pain, especially those with arthritis or autoimmune issues, these vegetables might be one of the most silent and overlooked triggers behind their discomfort. Why? Because they all belong to a plant family known as nightshades, and each contains a naturally occurring compound called solanine, a chemical the plant uses as self-defense. Solanine acts like a natural pesticide, helping the plant ward off insects. But while it may protect the plant, it can quietly wreak havoc on the human body, particularly in those whose immune systems are already overactive or imbalanced. And here's what most people don't realize. If your joints ache for no obvious reason, if you wake up stiff every morning, if your hands swell without warning, or if your knees grind and ache just from standing, this might not be normal aging. You could be experiencing a food-based inflammatory response, and nightshades are often the hidden culprits. Not everyone reacts to them. Some people can eat them without issue. But if you already deal with underlying inflammation from arthritis, fibromyalgia, autoimmune flares, or even old injuries, these vegetables can quietly pour gasoline on the fire, and you won't notice it right away. It's subtle. A little more stiffness in the morning, a little less mobility in your joints, a bit more brain fog, a creeping sense of fatigue that starts to feel like just getting older. But it's not aging. It's your body trying to send you a message. And if you're willing to listen, if you're open to testing this for yourself, you might be shocked by how quickly things can improve. Thousands of seniors have already tried this simple experiment. They removed nightshades for just 2 to 3 weeks, and the results were remarkable. Their fingers stopped swelling, their knees stopped aching, mornings got easier, some even reported improved digestion and mental clarity. Why? Because the body finally got a break from a constant, invisible irritant. It could finally shift energy from defense mode to repair mode. Inflammation eased, tissues healed, energy returned. But here's the real tragedy. Most people never try it. They never question their tomatoes, their mashed potatoes, their stuffed bell peppers. These are comfort foods, part of their routine. Unless someone helps connect the dots, they live year after year with pain that seems mysterious, but is entirely preventable. That's why awareness matters, because you don't have to live with joint pain. You just have to challenge the idea that every healthy food is healthy for you. This isn't just internet speculation. Functional medicine experts, clinical case studies, And even forward-thinking rheumatologists are recognizing the impact of nightshades on vulnerable individuals. Solanine and its chemical cousin tomatine, found in tomatoes, can interfere with nerve muscle signaling, irritate the gut lining, and provoke immune reactions in those with pre-existing inflammation or leaky gut. In those cases, the immune system begins treating these natural compounds as threats, and the result is a cascade of systemic inflammation. Joints, gut, brain, everything becomes more sensitive, more reactive, more inflamed. And if you're over 60, this matters even more. As we age, the body becomes less efficient at clearing inflammatory compounds. Recovery slows, tissue repair takes longer, and chronic, low-grade inflammation becomes more damaging, not less. That's why what you stop eating can sometimes be even more powerful than what you start eating. Removing the fuel behind your symptoms is the first step in letting your body begin to heal. And remember, this isn't a lifetime sentence. No one is telling you to give up tomatoes forever. This is about testing, about giving your body a clean slate. Just 14 to 21 days, without any nightshades. That means no tomato sauces, no white potatoes, no chili with bell peppers, no eggplant parmesan. Just 3 weeks. Then observe. Track your pain. Track your stiffness. Track your mental clarity, your sleep. And when you reintroduce those foods, do it slowly, one at a time. See how your body responds. Because if just one food is quietly sabotaging your health, wouldn't you want to know? And here's something powerful. When your joints start feeling better, everything gets easier. You move more. You breathe deeper. You sleep more soundly. You think more clearly. You feel younger because inflammation is no longer dragging you down. And that kind of relief, it doesn't come from a pill. It comes from two simple things: curiosity and discipline. So if you're living with chronic pain, if you've been told it's just arthritis, or it's just aging, take back control. Don't settle for a life of stiffness. You might be one ingredient away from feeling clearer, lighter, and pain-free. Start small. Remove nightshades. Watch your body like it's a feedback machine, because that's exactly what it is. And if the pain lifts, even just a little, you'll know you found the key to your next chapter of health. One meal at a time. Now, let's talk about another vegetable that may surprise you. Stop eating overcooked or canned spinach. Spinach, it's the poster child of health food. Every doctor, every magazine, every nutritionist praises its benefits, and for good reason. It's rich in iron, magnesium, potassium, folate, and fiber. It's low in calories, high in antioxidants. A textbook superfood, but there's a side of spinach that's almost never discussed. And if you're over 60, you need to hear it. Because while spinach can be a health booster, it can also quietly sabotage your energy, digestion, and kidney function when consumed the wrong way. The problem isn't spinach itself, it's how you're eating it. And for many older adults, the go-to version is either overcooked or canned. Maybe it's boiled into mush at dinner. Maybe it comes from a tin, full of added salt and a faint metallic aftertaste. Or maybe it's blended raw into mega-sized green smoothies every morning, thinking more is always better. But this well-intentioned habit overlooks one critical fact. Spinach is extremely high in oxalates, and oxalates are not neutral. Oxalates are naturally occurring compounds found in many plants. But spinach is one of the highest oxalate sources on the planet. In small amounts, your body can handle them, but when consumed in large or concentrated forms, like cooked down or canned, Oxalates start to bind to key minerals like calcium and iron in your digestive tract, and that creates two big problems. One, you're not absorbing the very nutrients you think you're getting. Two, you're setting the stage for kidney stones. And for older adults, especially those with a history of stones or compromised kidney function, this can be dangerous. Here's how it works. Oxalates don't just float around harmlessly. Once they bind to calcium, they form sharp crystals. Those crystals build up in the kidneys and urinary tract, eventually becoming stones. Painful, dangerous, and often recurring. And here's the kicker. You don't have to be eating junk food to form kidney stones. You could be eating clean every day, loading up on spinach, believing you're helping your body, while slowly feeding the root cause of your discomfort. But the damage doesn't stop at the kidneys. Oxalates are also linked to gut irritation, fatigue, and brain fog in sensitive individuals. If you've ever had a spinach-heavy smoothie and felt bloated, sluggish, or oddly foggy afterward, you're not imagining it. That could be your body's inflammatory response to oxalate overload. Your gut lining becomes irritated, nutrient absorption drops, and your nervous system suffers the consequences. What you thought was a healthy routine may actually be draining your vitality. But here's the good news. You don't need to eliminate spinach forever. It's not a villain, but you do need to respect its chemistry, because how you prepare spinach changes everything. Raw baby spinach eaten in small amounts is safer, especially if you don't consume it every day. But even better, lightly steaming your spinach. Just a few minutes of gentle cooking significantly reduces its oxalate content, making it far safer for regular consumption. And when you pair it with healthy fats, like a drizzle of olive oil or a few slices of avocado, you help your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins like A, E, and K more effectively, while also protecting your gut lining from irritation. Avoid the extremes. Stop boiling spinach into oblivion. It destroys texture, reduces nutrient content, and concentrates oxalates. Skip the canned varieties too. They're stripped of freshness, high in sodium, and often loaded with preserved oxalate content. And stop dumping handfuls of raw spinach into your smoothie every single day, especially if you're already dealing with joint pain, fatigue, kidney issues, or digestive problems. That daily buildup of oxalates can quietly wear your system down. Instead, rotate your greens. Use arugula, romaine, kale, lightly cooked collards, and herbs like parsley or cilantro. Give your body variety, because nutritional balance was never meant to come from just one food. It comes from the rhythm of how you nourish yourself over time. You don't need to be perfect, you just need to be conscious. If you're over 60 and feeling off, heavy after meals, gassy, foggy, or oddly fatigued despite eating clean, take a closer look at your spinach intake. Especially if green smoothies or old-school cooked spinach dishes are a daily habit. Try cutting it out for just 2 weeks. Replace it with other greens. Then observe. Watch your digestion, your clarity, your joints. And when you reintroduce spinach, do it in moderation. Steamed, paired with fat, and balanced with other foods. Because sometimes the foods that hurt us most are the ones we believe are helping us. So be flexible. Be curious. Don't eat from habit. Eat from understanding. Nutrition isn't about trends. It's about listening to your body and adjusting when it speaks. And if spinach isn't serving you anymore, let it go. Your energy, your kidneys, your digestion, they deserve better than silent sabotage. Now let's talk about another class of vegetables that may be affecting your health more than you realize. Stop eating raw cruciferous vegetables if you have thyroid issues. They look like the perfect plate: broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, kale, crisp, vibrant, crunchy. These vegetables top nearly every superfood list, and for most people, they're powerful allies, high in fiber, antioxidants, vitamin C and K, and phytonutrients that fight inflammation and support detoxification. But here's what most people, including many doctors, won't tell you. If you're dealing with thyroid issues, especially as a woman over 60, eating these cruciferous vegetables raw might be doing more harm than good. The reason: a group of naturally occurring plant compounds called goitrogens. These substances are found in raw cruciferous vegetables and, while harmless in small amounts for most people, can interfere with thyroid function in those who are already vulnerable. Goitrogens reduce your body's ability to absorb iodine, a trace mineral that's absolutely essential for thyroid hormone production. And when your thyroid isn't producing enough hormones, the ripple effects hit everything. Your metabolism slows, your energy crashes, your mood flattens, your body holds onto weight, and you start dragging through each day like your tank is empty. Now, this doesn't mean broccoli or kale are bad foods. They're not. But if you have hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's, or a family history of sluggish thyroid function, then raw cruciferous veggies in high amounts, especially consumed daily, can begin to suppress the very gland you're trying to support. And the effects are subtle at first. A little more fatigue, a little more brain fog, cold hands, slower digestion. You blame age or stress or hormones, never suspecting the green smoothie or raw salad that started your day. But make no mistake, your thyroid is sensitive. It's the control panel for your entire metabolic system, and it listens carefully to every signal, every nutrient, every blocker, every bite. If iodine can't reach the thyroid, hormone production drops. And when hormone levels drop, your body downshifts. You become tired after simple tasks. Your skin dries out. Your hair thins. Your digestion slows. You gain weight, even when you're eating less. And before you know it, you start to feel like a shadow of yourself, all because of something that was supposed to be healthy. So what's the solution? You don't need to give up cruciferous vegetables. You just need to prepare them properly. And here's the good news. Goitrogens are heat sensitive. That means even light cooking neutralizes their thyroid suppressing effects. Roasting, sautéing, boiling, or gently steaming for just a few minutes can dramatically reduce goitrogen content while still preserving the powerful nutritional benefits. This simple change transforms cruciferous vegetables from possible threats into powerful allies. Cooked broccoli, cabbage, and kale still offer anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory, and detox-supporting properties, but without compromising your thyroid in the process. And when you pair them with healthy fats like olive oil or avocado, or with iodine-rich foods like seaweed, you increase both nutrient absorption and thyroid protection. The same raw vegetable that once drained your energy can now restore it, just by turning on the stove. That's the power of preparation. And here's what matters most. Your nutrition strategy must match your biology. Just because something is healthy for the majority doesn't mean it's right for you, especially if your thyroid is already struggling to keep up. Women over 60 in particular face a natural decline in thyroid function. Even without an official diagnosis, metabolism slows, muscle mass decreases. Hormonal shifts impact everything from memory to mood. That's why personalization matters. Not just what you eat, but how you eat it. So if you've been eating large raw salads with kale or cabbage, or tossing handfuls of cauliflower into your smoothies thinking you're doing your body a favor. It might be time to rethink, especially if you're feeling more tired, cold, bloated, or mentally foggy than usual. Your symptoms aren't random. Your body isn't betraying you, it's giving you feedback and asking you to listen. Start small. Steam your vegetables. Swap raw kale for cooked spinach or chard. Roast your cauliflower. Add a pinch of sea salt and a splash of olive oil. Make your meals work for you, not against you. And if you're unsure whether your thyroid is involved, ask your doctor to test your TSH, free T3, free T4, and thyroid antibodies. Don't settle for normal. Dig deeper, because fatigue is not your baseline, and health isn't about perfection, it's about precision. The bottom line, raw cruciferous vegetables aren't bad, but they're not neutral either, especially if you're thyroid compromised. Your energy, metabolism, and mental clarity are worth protecting, and sometimes that protection begins with something as simple as turning on the stove. Your health is in the details. Don't let a raw salad steal your vitality. Cook smart, eat smart, live sharp. And now, let's talk about one vegetable that deserves a permanent place in your weekly rotation. Eat more beets. Your brain and heart will thank you. Beets don't look flashy. They're not trendy. You won't see them splashed across fitness magazines or hyped as the latest miracle fix. But if you're over 60 and serious about protecting your heart, sharpening your mind, and staying energized without relying on pills, beets might be one of the most powerful foods you're overlooking. These deep red root vegetables aren't just colorful, they're chemically intelligent. Inside every beet is a natural compound called nitrate, but not the synthetic kind found in processed meats. These are plant-based nitrates, and when they enter your body, they're converted into nitric oxide, a molecule that sends a powerful signal to your blood vessels. Relax, open up, let the flow improve. And that one action changes everything. When nitric oxide is flowing, your blood vessels widen. Your circulation improves. Your heart doesn't have to work as hard to pump blood through stiff arteries. Your muscles get more oxygen, your brain gets more nutrients, and your entire system starts running cleaner, smoother, and stronger. What that looks like in real life. Lower blood pressure, a steadier heart rate, fewer headaches, sharper thinking, what it feels like, stamina. The kind most people think they've lost forever. And this isn't just theory. Clinical studies show that regular consumption of beets or beetroot juice can lower blood pressure in as little as 4 weeks. Other studies show increased blood flow to the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for memory, focus, and decision-making. Seniors who eat beets regularly report more than just lower blood pressure. They experience better endurance during walks, improved digestion, and even deeper sleep. Why? Because nitric oxide doesn't just help your blood vessels, it calms your nervous system. And there's even more. Beet compounds support your mitochondria, the energy factories inside your cells. That means more energy, less fatigue, and faster recovery after physical activity. So if walks, workouts, or even simple chores leave you more drained than they used to, it's not just age. Your mitochondria may be starved for oxygen. Beets deliver that oxygen, not through caffeine, not through sugar, but through real circulation. And beets don't stop there. They're loaded with betalains, powerful antioxidants that reduce inflammation and support liver function. They contain folate, which supports DNA repair and heart health. They offer fiber, which improves digestion, lowers cholesterol, and helps regulate blood sugar, all of which become even more essential with age. But not all beets are created equal. Skip the canned ones soaked in vinegar or sugar. Those are often stripped of their nutritional power and drowned in preservatives. If you want real benefits, go with whole beets. Roast them to bring out their natural sweetness and make them easier on digestion. Slice them into salads. Blend them into a smoothie with berries and a touch of lemon. Add them to soups for richness and color. Or eat them warm with olive oil and sea salt. Simple, nourishing, powerful, and don't throw away the greens. Beet greens are rich in potassium, calcium, and vitamin K. Lightly saute them or add them to omelets. Every part of the beet has something to offer, because at this stage of life, every small advantage adds up. Now, some people avoid beets because they're sweet, but this is natural sugar, packed in a matrix of fiber, antioxidants, and minerals. The glycemic load is balanced by its nutritional density. Unless you have strict blood sugar restrictions or advanced kidney issues, beets in moderate portions aren't just safe. They're strategic. They offer what processed foods can't: synergistic nutrition, nutrients that work together to heal and restore. And the best part? Beets are accessible. You don't need fancy powders or supplements, just real food, root to leaf, from your local grocery store or farmer's market. They're affordable, versatile, and surprisingly easy to prep once they become part of your weekly rhythm. So if you've been feeling foggy, slow, stiff, or out of breath, before you reach for another medication, consider this. Your brain and heart might not be failing. They might just be hungry for blood flow, for oxygen, for deeper circulation. And your next breath of vitality could be waiting in something as humble as a roasted beet. Try it. One small habit, one small shift, a beet a day, a few slices at dinner, a smoothie with real root, not powder, and watch what happens. Watch your energy rise. Watch your thinking sharpen. Watch your walk become smoother, your sleep deeper, your days lighter. This isn't hype. This is biology. Your blood wants to move. Your brain wants to thrive. Your heart wants to beat with strength, not strain. Give it what it needs. Start with beats. Your brain and heart will thank you, not in words, but in energy, clarity, and strength that lasts. Eat sauerkraut, real, fermented cabbage, for gut power. We've forgotten something critical about how humans are meant to eat. And we're paying the price in the form of bloating, fatigue, constipation, and chronic inflammation. It's not just what we eat that matters, it's what we digest. And more than ever, seniors are finding themselves in a state of internal stagnation, slow digestion, unpredictable bowels, weakened immunity, foggy thinking, and low-grade inflammation that no doctor seems able to explain. But the solution isn't always more fiber, more meds, or another bottle of probiotics. Sometimes the answer is something ancient, something simple, something alive: fermentation. Before refrigeration, every culture in the world relied on fermented foods to preserve nutrients and enhance digestion. Kimchi in Korea, miso in Japan, yogurt in the Mediterranean, and sauerkraut, fermented cabbage, in Europe. These foods weren't fads, they were essentials. They were daily insurance for a strong gut and a resilient immune system. But today, they've vanished from most people's plates, replaced by sterilized, shelf-stable, over-processed substitutes that offer none of the benefit and all of the burden. And for seniors, especially those over 60, this matters more than ever. Because as we age, our microbiome, the vast dynamic ecosystem of bacteria in our gut, begins to weaken. Its diversity shrinks. The good bacteria lose their edge. And as that microbial strength fades, everything else starts to weaken. Digestion slows, inflammation rises, immunity falters, even cognitive function drops. The connection between gut health and brain health is now undeniable, and ignoring it is no longer an option. Enter sauerkraut, but not the kind that sits on dry grocery shelves, soaked in vinegar, pasteurized and lifeless. We're talking about real sauerkraut, raw, fermented cabbage, rich with live cultures. You'll find it in the refrigerated section, usually in glass jars or pouches labeled with words like raw, unpasteurized, or contains live probiotics. This version of sauerkraut is alive. And that's the point. Because inside every forkful are billions of beneficial bacteria your gut is quietly craving. When you eat real fermented sauerkraut, you're not just adding food, you're adding life to your digestive system. These microbes work immediately. They break down fibers in your meal, making nutrients easier to absorb. They reinforce your gut lining, protecting against inflammation and autoimmune triggers. They crowd out harmful bacteria that cause bloating, gas, and irregularity. And they even produce neurotransmitters like GABA, which calm your nervous system and support emotional balance. And here's the beauty, you don't need a lot. Just 1 or 2 forkfuls a day, consistently, is enough to shift your gut ecosystem. Many seniors who add a sauerkraut to their meals report, within weeks, reduced bloating, easier, more regular bowel movements, less gas, a revived appetite, more stable moods, clearer thinking. That's not a coincidence, that's the gut-brain axis in action. And unlike supplements that can take months, real probiotic foods often work in days. Because the gut doesn't need to be tricked or coaxed. It just needs support. It needs the living bacteria that used to be common in every kitchen, but are now rare in most diets. But here's the warning. Not all sauerkraut is created equal. If it's been pasteurized, it's been sterilized. If it's made with vinegar, it's been pickled, not fermented. Those versions might taste sour, but they're dead. No living bacteria, no digestive benefits. You must look for checkmark raw, checkmark, fermented checkmark, refrigerated checkmark, organic, if possible. If it's sitting unrefrigerated on a shelf, it's dead on arrival. Once you find the real thing, keep it cold. Open it slowly. A little fizz is a good sign. Use a clean fork each time. Add a small amount to salads, bowls, eggs, sandwiches, then watch your system respond. For some, digestion improves dramatically. For others, mood stabilizes. For most, inflammation steadily calms. Because when your gut is supported, your whole body feels it. And if you've been relying on probiotic pills, hear this. Real food beats capsules every time. Most supplements offer 2 to 5 strains, maybe lactobacillus or bifidobacterium, but sauerkraut contains dozens, even hundreds, of naturally evolved strains, not lab-designed, nature-designed, and your body recognizes them instantly. So if you've been struggling with constipation, irregularity, indigestion, brain fog, or chronic low energy, don't just treat the symptoms. Support the system. Your gut is a living environment. It needs life to thrive. And sauerkraut, real sauerkraut, delivers just that. So don't chase perfection. Don't be fooled by fads. Just add something old, something wise, something alive, one forkful at a time. Let food heal what pills can only manage. Let life return to your digestion, and everything else will follow. Eat cooked carrots for vision, skin, and detox. Carrots don't shout for attention. They aren't exotic, expensive, or flashy. And that's exactly why they're overlooked and tragically underestimated. especially when it comes to the cooked version. While the world chases superfood powders and supplement fads, something extraordinary sits quietly in your kitchen drawer. A humble root vegetable with the power to brighten your vision, renew your skin, balance your blood sugar, and gently detox your internal systems from the inside out. But here's the twist: not raw, cooked. What most people don't know is that cooking carrots doesn't destroy their nutrients. It unlocks them. When you gently steam, roast, or saute carrots, you activate a powerful antioxidant called beta-carotene, a compound your body converts into vitamin A. And vitamin A is more than a letter on a bottle. It's a biological force. It protects your eyes, regenerates your skin, strengthens the lining of your organs, especially your gut. But here's the key. Your body can't absorb beta-carotene efficiently from raw carrots. It's trapped in the plant's tough fibers. Add a little heat, and those barriers break down. Suddenly, the nutrients are bioavailable, ready to be absorbed, ready to be used. So what happens when you eat cooked carrots 3 to 4 times a week? Your eyes thank you first. Vitamin A directly supports the retina, enhances night vision, and reduces your risk of age-related macular degeneration. That's the slow, silent condition that robs millions of seniors of their independence. And it starts long before symptoms ever show up. Cooked carrots feed the cells that keep your world sharp, your driving safe, your reading enjoyable. And the benefits don't stop there. Your skin responds next. Because vitamin A and beta-carotene aren't just good for your eyes, they're foundational for skin health. They help regenerate new skin cells, support collagen production, and protect your outer layer from oxidative damage. Over time, cooked carrots help your skin become smoother, less prone to dryness, and more resilient to the elements, not from the outside in, but from within. And if you've been spending money on lotions, serums, and creams hoping to reverse aging, realize this. Your skin is made from what you feed it, and carrots quietly, powerfully, offer the nutrients that restore. Now let's talk about detoxification. A word marketers have misused, but one that remains a biological reality. Your liver is your detox center. Every hormone, every medication, every toxin your body encounters passes through that filter. And while trendy detox teas and cleanses make loud promises, your liver doesn't need gimmicks. It needs support. Cooked carrots provide that support in 2 powerful ways. 1. Their soluble fiber binds the waste in your digestive tract, helping it move out of the body instead of being reabsorbed. 2. Their antioxidants reduce oxidative stress that burdens your liver, allowing it to function more efficiently. When your liver is supported, everything starts to improve. Digestion, energy, skin clarity, even your mood. Yes, a sluggish liver doesn't just make you feel heavy physically, it makes you feel heavy mentally. Here's where it gets even more powerful. When you cook carrots with turmeric and a pinch of black pepper, you elevate this simple dish into a medicinal powerhouse. Turmeric contains curcumin, one of the most studied anti-inflammatory compounds in modern science. It supports joint health, gut balance, brain function, and blood sugar regulation. But curcumin is poorly absorbed, unless it's paired with black pepper, which contains piperine, a compound that increases absorption by up to 2,000%. When combined with the beta-carotene in carrots and the vegetable's natural sweetness, this trio becomes a deeply healing, deeply satisfying dish that works across multiple systems. inflammation, digestion, immunity, nervous system calm. And here's something you won't hear from most nutritionists. This isn't just about nutrients, it's about cravings. Many seniors who eat cooked carrots regularly report something unexpected: fewer sugar cravings. Why? Because when your body is nourished at a deep level, it stops begging for quick fixes. Carrots, especially when roasted, have a natural sweetness that satisfies without spiking blood sugar. Pair that with steady fiber and stable minerals, and suddenly you feel fuller, calmer, more balanced. Not because you're forcing discipline, but because your biology is finally in sync. So don't underestimate what a few carrots can do. Don't wait until your vision fades or your digestion stalls to pay attention. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Steam a few carrots. Drizzle with olive oil. Add turmeric, sea salt, and black pepper. Roast until golden. Serve warm as a side dish or protein base. Or blend into a soup with ginger and garlic for a gut-healing meal you can sip like medicine. You don't need to count grams. You don't need to track calories. Just eat what makes your body feel clearer, not heavier. Cooked carrots do that, quietly and effectively. And if you commit to them for even a few weeks, you'll start to notice something deeper than just better skin or sharper vision. You'll feel cleaner inside, more grounded, more in control of your choices, because your system won't be constantly inflamed or undernourished anymore. Health isn't about chasing complexity. It's about mastering the basics. Cooked carrots are basic, but they're brilliant. And the longer you live, the more you realize that sometimes the most powerful medicine grows underground, costs pennies, and only needs a little heat to work wonders. Final message: living longer isn't about eating more. It's about eating with wisdom. The truth is, some vegetables age you faster by inflaming your joints, disrupting your hormones, or blocking nutrient absorption. And others quietly keep you sharp, calm, and strong, even after 70. You don't need more supplements. You need better choices, cleaner food, and a clear understanding of how your body works. So today, remove the 3 that harm and start building your week around the 3 that heal. Because the difference between surviving and thriving after 60, it often begins on your plate.